Hey everybody, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We have got a great show lined up for you, and we're really going to show you a bunch of different events around the state of Michigan on this week's program that are really geared kind of around fishing, but really about giving back to our community. We're going to start on Lake St. Clair doing a little musky fishing, and it was really an event geared at the Special Olympics and raising money for the Special Olympics. You won't want to miss that. Then we're going to head north to Saginaw Bay, where there was a group of sportsmen giving back to our veterans and doing a little walleye fishing at the same time. Then we're going to head to the west side of Michigan, out of the port of Holland, where the Holland Steelheaders just had a really cool event about our youth and getting more kids involved in the outdoors. So lots of good stuff on this week's show. You stay tuned. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger. It's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors. Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's the love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By Meijer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meijer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meijer. By Zimmer Roofing and Construction in Port Huron, featuring Duralast roofing systems made in Michigan. Zimmer Roofing and Construction provides installation, maintenance, service, and repair, serving commercial and residential clients on the web at zimmerroofing.com. By Country Smokehouse, offering a variety of meat products. Country Smokehouse is located 3 miles south of I-69 on M53, just south of Imlay City. Country Smokehouse is a meat processor, a butcher, and a destination for sportsmen.
Hi, I'm Jordan Brown, and we kick off this week's show with an event that we've covered in the past and one that I was fortunate enough to cover again this year. That's the Special Olympics Musky Derby down on Lake St. Clair.
For this year's Derby, I would be tagging along with 3 Olympians aboard Vince Brennan's boat, the Mary Megan. The goal today was just to have a good time and hopefully find a few muskies along the way. The weather didn't look the greatest with high winds in the forecast, but regardless, we were all excited to hit the water.
All right, here we go.
The Special Olympics Charity Derby started about 19 years ago. A couple musky fishermen got together. Obviously, we have 4 big sportsmen's clubs within the Metro Detroit area: the Michigan Ontario Muskie Club, the Detroit Athletic Club, the Detroit Yacht Club, and then the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club, our host. These fishermen got together and said, hey, let's do something for the community. So at that point, decided to put on a charity derby, a muskie charity derby. The whole derby itself, it has a culmination of many different fishermen. We're going to start off with 10 athletes from the Grosse Pointe Harper Woods Community Special Olympics. We bring them out on the boat. Then the 4 clubs put together their teams. We bring together sponsors. This year we have about 42 boats that have sponsored money, time, and effort to come out and catch fish for a good cause.
With over 40 boats in this year's event, we all waited anxiously in front of the yacht club to get started, hoping the muskie would be biting today.
Position on the road. Here it is.
After a short run, it was time to get lines in the water. Today we'd be using a variety of different tackle, hoping to entice one of the monster muskies that Lake St. Clair is known for.
You know, we fish planer boards. They're pretty heavy-duty planer boards. Today we were running 4 lines off the planer boards, dragging some pretty heavy baits, large spinners, large body baits. Most of the body baits are made by local bait makers, with few exceptions, but they're 6 to 8 inch wood baits, both straight and jointed. heavy on the boards, and then we are running two boat rods today. One we call a corner rod, which is about a 10-foot rod that goes off the boat and is about 12 feet back. Then we're running a down rod, which was a short 5-foot pole with about a 10-ounce weight that we put right in the water and run back about 6 to 8 feet.
With all of the rods we had in the water, it didn't take long to hook our first fish. Ronald was up to bat first and did a great job landing his very first muskie. Experiences like this one are what this event is all about, and are only possible because of the volunteers and sponsors that have kept this event going for nearly 20 years.
The main thing is really the community effort and the sponsors that we have here. We've got over 40 sponsors, a lot of bait makers that have given their time donating baits and raffles, and Bass Pro Shop helped out. Really just more of the small network that we have within our community has really come together and given gifts and sponsored gifts, and companies like Detroit River Outdoors, companies like Ziggy Lures, companies like Lapper Lures. These guys all came together and donated their products, donated time, donated money to this event. Ameriprise Financial was a big sponsor at the event. So the main thing here is really that not only to grow this event, but I think really the community effort, keeping it close to home.
With the wind picking up, we landed our second fish and hooked our third fish all at the same time. Even though these two fish ended up being pike instead of muskie, no one seemed to mind, especially our most experienced angler of the three Olympians, Stephen Kajewski, who just enjoys being on the water. Stephen is also a big part of the reason why this event has been such a huge success.
One athlete, Stephen Kajewski, that basically loved fishing. He would fish every single day if he could. And he was pretty much our go-to guy as far as the Special Olympics was concerned. He made the effort to get his club involved and come on out here and go fishing. And when we get the four clubs together, you know, that's over 400 years of Detroit legacy within our society here. And the best thing that we can do is really just to give back to the overall community. So when we narrowed it down to Harper Woods and the Grosse Pointe community, it really touched a lot of people, obviously, because the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club, the Detroit Athletic Club, the Detroit Yacht Club, and the MOMC are all stationed right here on the east side of Detroit. So great bunch of fishermen, great guys getting together and doing it for a good cause.
The weather conditions continued to worsen, but that didn't stop the fish from biting, and it certainly didn't stop any of the Olympians from catching fish and enjoying their time on the water. After all, that's what today was all about, and that's a big part of the reason why Vince continues to do this year after year.
You know, I've gotten involved actually because I worked way back when I was a youngster. My father was involved in the Special Olympics and took us out as kids to volunteer at the actual Olympic Games, which was actually a pretty special treat, watching these kids try hard despite their disabilities, whether they're physical or mental. And so, and you saw today, they have great attitudes, they enjoyed themselves, and they were tested today, and they did a great job.
Despite some rough water today, it's hard to think of a better venue for an event like this than Lake St. Clair. The muskie fishing is second to none, and it provides an excellent opportunity for all anglers to land a few of these sought-after trophies.
A lot of people don't understand that we live on the best freshwater fishing lake within the United States. And yes, I am biased, that's for sure. But we live on the best freshwater fishing lake within the United States. They have a perfect food chain all the way up from a muskie and a sturgeon, all the way down to perch and bluegill. You can catch anything you want at any time of the day. The more people that come here and support our community and fish our lake and get to enjoy catching a 50-inch muskie, taking a kid out and having them catch a fish of a lifetime. That's really the bottom line here. That's really what we're trying to show, is that, you know, for all the bad that Detroit has gone through, this lake is a gold mine.
It's refreshing to see several organizations partnering together to help get people who may not otherwise have the chance the ability to get outdoors and enjoy a day of fishing. Ronald, Christina, and Steven were all able to boat several fish today, including 3 muskies over 40 inches, a couple of nice northern pike, and even a few walleye. It was a great day on the water here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Well, thanks to everybody down there on Lake St. Clair for making that event possible. It looked like a lot of fun. What we're going to do now is head north a little bit to Saginaw Bay, where our own Gabe Van Warmer caught up with some sportsmen that were giving back to our veterans by doing a little walleye fishing.
One event that I make sure not to miss every year takes place in Bay City over Father's Day weekend. The Walleyes for Warriors is an opportunity for anglers across Michigan to say thanks to the men and women who served our country over the years. Father's Day morning found over 115 boats hitting the water and veterans meeting them at the dock. This event is free to those that served, and as always, everyone was looking forward to the fishing.
Walleye for Warriors, 4th annual here in Bay City. Pretty cool event, Gabe. I have Vern and Matt Smith and Tom, another veteran. They're excited to go. I'm excited as well. The wind seems like it's dying down, Gabe. So we're all excited to get out there and catch these guys some walleye. I think this is a wonderful event. You know what, for guys like me who didn't serve, this is the least we can do. Go out and spend Father's Day and get these guys some fish. It's a wonderful event.
Mike's guys would be riding in style on his new tri-tune. After the national anthem, the Coast Guard and DNR led the long line of boats out to the mouth of the Saginaw River. It's a fairly long boat ride, but one that gave us the chance to get to know the heroes that were fishing with us today. Jordan tagged along with John Gilman, who is a local tournament angler who had won the Linwood Walleye Classic the day before.
Today we are taking veterans out for the Walleyes and Warriors event for 2014, and a lot of veterans here today. The walleye bite on Saginaw Bay has been incredible, so we should have a good time and hopefully catch some big fish.
Along on his boat were his nephew Mitchell, who would be helping run the rods, and veterans Jim Bailey and Steve Klein. On my boat, I had the privilege to have husband and wife team of Shelley and Cody Brotherton, who both served in the Army for 7 years. Good friend Jason Schlack was along with me to help run the camera and help with the rods as well. The run out was a bit bumpy, but it wasn't long before both boats were onto the fish. All right, lift it up and walk back. All right, get your husband up here. Okay, nice and easy, nice and easy. There we go. Shelley served in the Army for 7 years and now works at the VA Center in Saginaw, helping veterans find employment. Her husband Cody is originally from Texas and have taken part in the event for all 4 years. They said it's a great opportunity to get outdoors and connect with others who might not normally get out a whole lot.
He'd have been lost if I didn't net him when I did.
So you might as well take credit for that.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Credit for it. Let's see that.
He's the biggest one so far.
17.
What is he?
17.
Hey, look at it, they're finally catching them on my side.
Well, we just had a little flurry of action, and we didn't even get it on camera because Jason and I are running the boat for Shelley and Cody, longtime Army folks, and we're glad to have them on the boat today. But we had 3 fish on as soon as we put out the board, so we didn't even have time to pick up the camera, and just had another flurry right there. So it's going really well. A little sporty out here today, but it's looking good. Catching fish on cranks, you gotta love that. Jordan was also having trouble keeping up with all the fish. John had made a little farther run to the north and was also running reef runner crankbaits. The guys didn't have much time between fish, which were sometimes hitting more than one at a time.
Board right here, guys. Yeah, right here. I got one on right now. It's a big pipe. Oh, is it pipe? You want to keep that? Should we keep it, Jordan? Dandy.
That's a good one for a pipe guy,
Yeah, it is. Today we're running deep little rippers, 30 back, just off the pin counting bar, and kind of anything with red or orange gold has been the ticket. Obviously we've got about 18 fish in the box and we just need a couple more and hopefully we'll get a big one.
How's the day been so far?
Beautiful. Been excellent out here. Beautiful day.
Can't beat it.
How about the fishing?
Catching fish all day long.
Can't complain.
I'm starting to get wore out.
Not at all. It's been a lot of fun out here. Catching some nice fish. good eaters.
Got it. It's a dandy there.
There we go. Nels Larson is the man behind this whole event. Years ago, he came up with the idea to get veterans outdoors, as he explains.
This is the 4th year for Walleyes for Warriors. It all came about was 2010. I was at a fishing tournament over in Manistee, salmon fishing tournament, and I had my welcome home over there. I was a Vietnam veteran, 68 through 70, and when we came in from Lake Michigan with a load of fish and everything, everybody was waving their flags and hollering at us, and music was going. I just felt my welcome home, and I was so proud of that, and it just felt really good, you know. And I thought, you know, if we can do it over there, salmon, we can do it over on this side of the state with walleye. It's just a way of getting these veterans out. A lot of them have never been out on the bay or in a boat out there. It's just a way of saying thank you and welcome home to these guys. And for many of them, it's therapeutic. You get a couple vets on the back of the boat fishing and talking, and it just makes them feel good.
Not bad. I'm starting to get into them a little bit more. Seeing some more on the graph, and they're coming slowly but surely.
Tell me, Chloe, what kind of bet you got going on?
I'm not allowed to talk about that on camera.
What's going on now?
Just trying to get the fish in.
Feel like a pretty good one or not?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a nice size one. Ready for the board?
As long as it's bigger than Cody's, huh?
Yes.
There was definitely some great fishing on the bay, but the best part of this event is seeing the local outpouring of support. People lined the shoreline for the 45-minute trip back up the river, cheering and waving flags for the servicemen. It's a real honor to have these men and women on our boats and to show them a small token of our gratitude for their service. From the 115-odd boat captains who took part in this year's event, we thank you for your service to this country.
Well, we've said it before here in Michigan Out of Doors. We are about two things, and that is promoting and preserving the outdoor lifestyle. Well, how do we help preserve it? Well, we point our cameras at many of you sportsmen out there that are getting your kids involved and really passing on that legacy of the outdoors to the next generation. And that's what this event in Holland just this past week was all about.
We're heading on out for the Kids and Kings tournament. We're gonna probably go lake trout fishing, get some trout for these kids. But trout have been biting really good, so.
Okay. And how many kids we got signed up this year, do you know?
We have 109 kids signed up this year.
Wow.
That's up from 72 last year. That's our second year, so.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, it's a great time. Kids have a good time.
So about how many boats is that?
I'm figuring probably 45 to 50 boats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
deal.
So.
And how long you been fishing this area?
I've grown up here all my life. I've been fishing really hard for the salmon for about 15 years now.
Okay.
So
you're gonna figure it out one of these days?
Yeah, someday I might. They call me Captain Greaser. I know how to catch lake trout.
That's what we're gonna start with though today.
That's
right?
what we're gonna start with today. Try to get some trout first, and then we might go try to catch some kings a little later.
Well, the shotgun start was a bit bumpy, but we all held on as we made our way out to start getting some lines in the water. We had 4 kids on board today, Jimmy's daughter Abby, as well as Mason Crott, Keegan Cornell, and my son Charlie, who I had to wake up to catch a fish, like father, like son. There you go. Well, we were glad to have a fish in the box, and from what we could tell on the radio, most boats were having a tough time finding fish today. We were as well until Abby broke out the fish song.
Oh, fishy, come here now, 'cause we want you. It is worked, and I'm so happy, 'cause I want you right now.
Go, bud.
Nice job, young lady.
Slow down, slow.
The fish song worked.
Yeah!
Yeah, Jimmy is an avid angler, gets out a few times a week, and had picked this spot because of the Lakers that he'd been catching.
We went down through here because the lake trout kind of been hanging out in this 80 foot of water. This week it's been really good lake trout fishing. The salmon fishing's been a little slow. It's kind of called the June slowdown. The salmon fishing's been a little tough, so we targeted lake trout today.
And we got, every kid got one.
Yeah, everybody got one, and lost a couple dandies. Had a line break. That kind of stuff happens because we're dragging bottom for trout, and when that happens you get nicks from the zebra mussels and such, and occasionally you lose one at the back of the boat.
Well, as Abby was posing for her picture with her fish, a gentle nudge turned this pose, well, into a real fishy kiss.
I bumped it. I'm sorry.
You gotta love kids on a boat. It was a fun day, even though the fish, well, they were few and far between. But you know, that's what this tournament is really all about, the kids.
Well, you know, it's getting the kids involved and getting them exposed to fishing. You know, the kids are the future of our sport, and that's where our way of giving back to the sport is trying to get some kids involved and, you know, get them hooked into our passion.
Trying to install the passion for the outdoors is what many of us parents are trying to do. Trying to show the kids how much fun the outdoors is without pushing it down their throats, well, it can be a tricky balance. And for the day, we had caught all the fish that we were going to catch. We did have one big one on that took forever to bring in, and to be honest, we thought we had the winning fish until this quality branch appeared. It was a great way to end the day. We all headed into the weigh-in and all the activities on shore.
Well, this is the weigh-in for the Holland Steelheaders' second annual Kids and Kings tournament. We had 109 kids this year participate, up from 72 last year. We promote this for kids, for our club, for the Holland Steelheaders, and we had a great turnout today, and I think a really good weather and good tournament for today.
That's a beauty. Oh my! Wow! Is that real? Big old box. Oh my gosh!
16.44. Well, it's been very exciting. We've been praying for 2 months to not have rain or, you know, rough weather, and then all this last week it's been so foggy that you couldn't get out first thing in the morning. So we were praying that we would have good weather and get out. So to get here with this many kids and see the smiles on the kids' faces and stuff, a little tough day of fishing. I wish it would have been a little bit better, but it really is fulfilling. We got a lot of great sponsors. Advantage Marine has sponsored us for 2 years now to help make this possible, and Specialized Demo, and a lot of other people. We got a lot of good door prizes, some bikes, and, you know, just some cool stuff. I know the kids are excited about it.
Now, the top kids got some great cash and trophies, and awards were handed down to the top 50, along with all sorts of goodies, raffles. Everybody had a great time. Thanks to the Holland Steelheaders for doing their part in making sure we pass on the love of the outdoors. And thanks to them for reminding us just how special a morning on the water can be here in Michigan's Out of Doors. Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching Michigan Out of Doors this week. If you missed part of this week's show or maybe last week's show, you can always check us out online. We have full episodes of the show every week at MichiganOutofDoorsTV.com. And if you do the Facebook thing, we're on there pretty much every other day or so, letting you know what's going on as we're traveling this great state and trying to bring you a brand new episode of Michigan Out of Doors every week of the year. Make sure you join us over the next couple of weeks. Jenny will be back on next week's program. We do have a lot of good fishing that we've been doing. We got a couple different trips to the Upper Peninsula planned where there's always a lot of fun things happening up there in the outdoors. So if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Rosie Brothers, located in Dryden, Michigan, Rosie Brothers has been serving Michigan for over 40 years. Specializing in outdoor needs, Rosie Brothers features Kubota tractors and equipment for use in farm, home, or commercial needs. On the web at rosiebrosinc.com. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore with its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses. Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas energy in homes, farms, and businesses across our great state. Learn more at usemichiganpropane.com. By Meyer, a destination for hunting, fishing, and camping. From bug spray and tents to GPS and gas, Meyer has nearly everything you need to take on nature and get you there. Meyer. Closed captioning is brought to you by Propane, exceptional energy. Propane retailers promote the safe use of Michigan-produced gas to outdoor enthusiasts across our great state.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above.